Hey guys, Zen here. Shadowverse Set 2 is set to release in exactly a week from now, and we got our first sneak peeks at that set. Now, as a brand new player to the whole Shadowverse franchise, I don't actually know these characters, so this is a brand new content for me entirely. Now, if you are a Shadowverse original fan from the OG game, then you might actually know these characters, but maybe they have new effects and new moves. The new set is called Infinity Evolved, but before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that over on Twitter, where I get most of this information, they are having this event where if you follow, give them a like on their post and repost, you enter for your chance to win 10 Infinity Evolved card pack tickets, which if you're a free-to-play player, you're really going to want to do this. So I will leave a link in the description down below so that way you can enter in this free giveaway and have a chance to win 10 free packs. And if you like these sort of news updates brought to your attention directly, then consider subscribing and liking the video. Now let's hop into these brand new 6 cards as a relatively new player to Shadowverse that has, might I add, hit Diamond recently, which is pretty good. I'm still climbing up the ranks. I'm only playing like up to maybe 10 to 15 matches a day, so it's taken me quite a bit. But let's start here. We have 6 new cards to go over, and this is only day 1, so I imagine every day we might be getting more cards, which means more videos, which means another reason to subscribe to the channel. The first one is Gildaria, Anathema of Peace. Oh my god, I'm going to butcher these names. However, this is cool because it's introducing a brand new keyword here, which is rally. Rally means how many units you've played throughout the entire match, I believe. Is there a way that I can click this and show you? They had it on their Twitter account, which I guess I can pull up really quickly. Here it is. New keyword rally counts the number of allied followers that have entered the field during the match. Some abilities only activate if your rally count is equal to or greater than the specified number. So going back to this card right here, Gildaria, you need to have at least deployed 20 units minimum in order to get this fanfare ability, which super evolves this follower instantaneously. It doesn't use your super evolved token, which is kind of baller. On top of that, whenever another allied follower enters the field, you get to deal 1 damage to all enemy followers, which might not sound like a lot, but I do think it's quite impactful, especially in Swordcraft, where your whole thing is cheesing out these quick, cheap officers through other units, playing them in their fanfare abilities to summon more officers. And on top of that, whenever this follower does evolve, you get to summon 2 copies of Steelclad Light and give them rush. If you forgot which one that is, it's the 2/2 for 1 cost right here, which is pretty solid. Now, just seeing this legendary card, I do think the approach to Swordcraft might change just a tiny bit, where it's going to favor more about swarming your board as fast as you can, so you can get to that rally number. I can't imagine this is the only card in Swordcraft that's going to have rally. Maybe we'll get some more newer cards that also have rally for a cheaper cost, but this fanfare ability to super evolve for free, as long as you've played 20, which is kind of a high trade-off in cost, you know, seems pretty strong, assuming that we're going to get more cards that let us deploy units at a rate that makes this 20 rally seem almost achievable during every match. Now, that's the first card we're going over. Let me know in the comments what your favorite group is, what craft it is, and which of these cards you're most excited about. This is cool. I'm not like super like, oh my god, this is crazy for Gildaria, but you might be, so let me know in the comments. Now, moving on to Runecraft, is this the one that I think is kind of, oh yeah, this has a very interesting implication to the game. I think personally, oh my, I gotta fix this green screen in a bit. So this character's name is Lilanthem, and the rest I'm not even gonna attempt. It's an 8 cost 5/5, okay? Now it has aura, which means it can't be selected by enemy abilities. However, it can still be selected by like random enemy ability attacks. Those types of abilities can still attack it. Now, the thing that I find very fascinating about this is the last words and Earthright, which means we're getting our first legendary that really synergizes with Earthright, which maybe might suggest we're getting more Earthright with this set. But again, the thing that sounds kind of crazy on this is if you have the required cost of Earthright, whenever you lose this character, you just summon another. Now, I don't know any of the lore behind this character, but this sounds like something that just like continually shadow jutsu clones itself over and over and over again, which might be pretty toxic. Now, this is for Runecraft again, and if you super evolve it, you get to select 2 enemies on the field and destroy them, which removal is very good. However, you know, it's not terrible actually, because I'm pretty sure we have another card that does exactly the same thing, and it's a gold card. Yup, here it is. It's the gold card for Portalcraft that I was thinking of. It's the Sylvia, where you super evolve and you select 2 enemies instead to destroy them. And this is a very heavily played card in Portalcraft, so I can't imagine that this new legendary that also clones itself with Earthright isn't equally as important, at least for Runecraft. So I think this is very interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna fix this green screen. It's really bothering me. All right, perfect. Now moving on to my preferred craft, which is Dragoncraft. I've had so much fun with Dragoncraft. What does this do? Oh, there's an alternate art, which is highly okay. All right, we're gonna go into here. So it's called Feline. No, it's not. It's Felene. We're gonna call it Felene. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing this. Let's see what this does. If you're an overflow, you get to add 1 White Frost Whisper to your hand. This also has Bane, and it also deals 1 damage to all followers. Now, for only a 2 cost, this seems really good to clear boards going on 5. So on turn 5, or when you actually have a evolve token available, right? By having 5 play points, you can clear an entire board, because by evolving, you deal 1 to everything, and then that White Frost Whisper gives you 2 choices here. Destroy all damaged followers, which I think is pretty awesome to clear a board by turn 5, especially if you're going into something like Swordcraft and they put all their ward units on turn 5 with the, what is it, Magnus or whatever it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. I need to get better with these names. I think that's pretty amazing. And also the second thing allows it to increase the cost of all cards in your opponent's hand by 1 until the end of your turn. Now this gives you the for example, this is just off the top of my head, if you lose to your opponent's next turn, if they have the playing Portalcraft and they have the Oricorius whatever turn 8, you can increase that cost and then allow yourself to go face with an aggro Dragoncraft deck, and you don't even have to worry about wards or your board getting cleared at all. So I think this is a pretty solid card. I'm actually very excited, but it's a little biased because I do play Dragoncraft, and I'm very excited to see what this adds to Dragoncraft in general. However, I don't think it's going to be super helpful for aggro. I mean, it might give it some use case scenarios. I think we're going to see more of a control-based variant of Dragoncraft being played, ramp control, but I personally like the whole aggro to face approach. You guys let me know what you think of this brand new legendary card for Dragoncraft. And also, how do I Felene? We're just gonna call it Felene, okay? Next up is Abysscraft, and I think this is actually a pretty solid one. For a 9 cost 5/9, Jinsetsu and Yuzuki, Twin Calamities. That is a phenomenal art right here. This is a great name that I can pronounce. Fanfare, you get to select a mode to activate. Now you get to choose one of these things when you play this on 9. Summon 4 copies of One-Tailed Fox. Which sounds, what do they do? First of all, they all have rush and they all have ward, and they're 2 power and they have 3 defense. They also have the last words, give a random allied Jinitsu, the Twin Calamities, on the field +1. So what this means is, to me, what I read is if you summon all of these and you clear your opponent's board with them and they all go down, you actually end your turn with a 9/9, which is pretty solid. I don't know if that's great because they could just, remove you with any sort of removal the following turn. However, you do have the second option here that says destroy 4 random enemy followers and then restore 4 defense to your leader, which again, fits very well in the whole mid-range Abysscraft deck archetype that's been going around. So just this card alone, I feel like is going to be pretty good. As someone who also likes playing Abysscraft quite frequently, it's Dragoncraft for me. It's Abysscraft, and then maybe a little bit of Swordcraft. Everything else, I'm just like, oh man. But that's, again, just my personal favorite, but I really do like the options and the flexibility of this card. You can go super aggressive, build up, maybe even just put wards on your side, or you can destroy, clear a board on your opponent's side, and then restore your leader. So very flexible game plans with this card. Moving on to what I think might be the best card that was revealed day 1. Tell me if I'm wrong, you guys. this guy named Wilbert, mainly because its name is so easy to pronounce for me. It has Ward, and it also has Last Words. Summon 2 copies of Holy Cavalier. Now, the reason I think this card is so amazing is because if you evolve it, it gains the crest Wilbert Desolate Paladin, right? Which says whenever an allied follower with Ward enters the field, it gets +1 attack and then +2 defense, which doesn't sound like a lot, unless you're building an entire ward-like deck for Havencraft, because check this out. Check this out real quick. Let's go to Holy Cavalier. It's going to come in a 2/4, which is nuts, right? And then everything else that you have access to with ward, and it lasts for, I believe, the rest of the game. Like, it doesn't have a number here. I could be wrong. Maybe this is only like a 2-turn, 3-turn type thing. But if it's not, if this lasts for the entire game, as soon as you play this guy and you evolve it and get this crest, your Griffins, right, come in with Storm. Not come in with Storm. You have to activate an amulet to get that Storm, but then also get boosted off of that. Like, I think Havencraft is in a really nice spot, which is why I think this is the best card revealed so far out of the 6 today. Again, this is only day 1. I'm very excited. Let me just say this. I'm very excited to play Havencraft when set 2 releases with this legendary. Like, that's how excited I am. Which brings us finally to this guy, which I thought was part of the Apocalypse deck, but apparently you can put this into any deck now. It's a neutral card. It's literally the dude that does Storm for 10, right? It's a 7 cost. It's a 4/2 with Storm. However, it also removes something on your opponent's side. It banishes them. So it's a removal that has Storm, guaranteed to do 4 or 6 if you evolve, or even 7 if you super evolve. So that's a nice way to just cheese out damage straight to face in an aggressive deck, but also has a nice little removal aspect to it. You could argue that this is the best card revealed because it fits into anything. But there you guys have it, just the 6 cards revealed today. Again, if you like these types of videos, let me know in the comments. It really helps a lot. If you like the video, leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back whenever we get more cards. This is pretty exciting. I'm really loving this card game, man. Shadowverse Worlds Beyond is amazing.